All right, all right, all right. Hot doodlies. Hot doo-doo. How do you do? Hello, beautiful people. It is Monday morning, and yeah, dude, I'm late. I'm late like a girl who's missing her period and is worried in a teenage 1950s setting. What that means. But also in this scenario, let's say she never got taught the birds and the bees and she only kissed a boy and she wonders if that means she's pregnant. It's a hilarious thing that everyone figures out. Anyway, yeah, that's just pretend any of that made sense. Yes, I'm starting later, which means I'm going to put more time on the clock, but boy, is it going to be worth it. You guys are going to love this. Oh no, I just knocked off you guys. That's not right. We'll put you guys on 2, and then we'll put other thing on 4 and 3, but it won't matter because of a thing you're about to find out about that I worked really hard on all day long. There we go. Is anybody able to read them chats down here at the bottom? Oh, wait, that screws even more up. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. Let's not. There's no need to, with the. All right, I'll skip to the good part. This is the part that I worked on all freaking day. Watch this. You guys ready to see some shit? Watch this. Okay, ready? That looked like nothing happened, but watch this. There we go. What do you think of that? And then, oh, I'm sorry. Are we both having a conversation? Well, let me give you the floor, good sir. Hang on, let me at least move this back. There we go. Ha ha! Oh, that's right, Tom. Yeah, it is a bit of a squint, isn't it? Oh, fantastic. Okay, so that means this could be on 1. Oh, that's tiny too, isn't it? All of these are tiny. We'll have to figure all this out. That's what we're gonna do, though. Okay, so just JVA. Josh Van Allen has the first thing set up, which is item 1 on the agenda. Cause, there we go. Okay, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Is that too small? But mainly, okay, look, let's we're skipping past the good part. The good part is, look at these here buttons that do this thing. If I hit this one, look at that, nice and smooth to me. Oh, what's that? Oh, look at that animation. We don't need no After Effects here. We're just gonna smooth transition all over the place. Oh, what's that? Is there media to be looked at? Well, let's take a look at it. Oh, let's get out of the way. This is what I spent all day yesterday doing. I lost hours and hours. Okay, now you'll notice, this is where what I need to do is I need to turn these guys off. So we got this. So there's this, and then watch this. Basically, person can be talking, oh, there's a little bit of chat and so on, but then they land their point, and what happens when they land their point? That's right, the guest shows up, and you're reminded that you're on a present tense news program, at which point, I'm gonna finish my point, and now I'm gonna introduce my co-host. Look at us, we're just 2 equal people. Oh, wait, are they making a more salient point than I am? Well, let me just back out of the way over here. Yeah, no, that is very good, Tom. You are very smart to me. But you know what? Just go ahead and take it. Oh, land the plane. Land the plane, sir. Okay, while you're talking, I'm going to cue you subtly that I may be about to have a point, and then eventually you're going to land the plane on your point, and I'm like, Yeah, no, I think that's the thing, Tom, is that things do be the way they're going to be, and they do not be the other way. And he says, whatever, and then we're at this, and then at this point, at any point, I can just go back to punching in on, once I go to Tom, then I could just do regular back C, fourth Cs. But, sorry, you guys caught me all vegged out, marveling at my own genius. I also figured out, there we go. I rather like all of this, right? Okay, but this though, this is not working out. And I think I do like... So in this case, we have a mismatched color scheme. I'm taking the Cord Killer setup and I'm bringing it back into office hours. So I basically have to redo what I did the first time. So let me try. I guess now we're to the part where I'm going to make good on my promise. Let's do... Oh. Can't wait to show you this. It's worth it. Okay. So, previous thing. What I had been doing, how can I explain all this? Well, it's easiest to give you a lesson, and in giving you a lesson, I will be explaining it to myself, which will all make sense. Oh, man. No, okay, we'll still have the Chiron of you guys at the bottom. That's fine. I was just thinking about what this reads like to somebody just coming in, and it made me want to bring back these guys. So be it. Yeah, you better believe it's live. As live as it gets. Although, I guess I need to also set this up. There you go. So now your Is This Live pops right up. Yeah, dude, we're learning how to do reskinning everything for the live content. Okay, so this is the camera that we're on right now. It's got a preset for the wide. It's got a preset for over there for reasons I don't remember. And it's got the over-the-shoulder stuff because it turns out that, yes, this is a boomery thing to do, which is kind of why I love it, but also it allows me to directly point and make points. This telestrator left button, what that used to do is, if I double click on this shot, oh goodness. Oh goodness. There we go, you guys can kind of see that. So on this shot, there are layers, right? And it used to be that I had the layers up here on this, and I used to have this button only toggle on the telestrator if it was on that one camera. But instead, I remapped this guy so that wherever I am, in this case, it's the telestrator on this one. I guess really, and if I go over to this other shot, it will do the telestrator on the other shot here, which I think you can see. Here, I'll put that in preview. So if you look on the preview, oh, look at this. It only does it on this one. Oh, there's a flaw in my plan. I didn't see that coming. Because now I only have it on active. And now it'll pop it on here. But that means I have to be seen bringing that up. I don't think I mind that. Okay, and meanwhile, this guy, if I set it to this, we'll do Remarkable Reverse Luma again, and then I'll edit and we'll crop this. It's a crop. And then we'll crop. And then we crop. And then we crop. Great. So that's kind of a silly thing to do, but it works now. So now that same button turns off and on this. I guess the only time I'd need that would be in some other situation. No, I hope I'm not breaking things. But Yep. And then I would love it if these guys were on this, but now I'm just out of buttons. This guy is the best. It is great. Okay, I wonder, maybe we can invent more real estate. Because what I want to do is I want to get from the hard cut environment all right, well, here. We got questions. Let's work on the chat. There we go. There it is, Humdinger Protocol in full effect. Well done. Okay, so is this guy? Okay, let's pick a better way to show this than that. That's just too small. I don't know what I was thinking. Man, I would love nothing more than to have an excuse to go out to Perth, Australia. Okay, so let's go back to the original highlighted message, featured chat overlay. I don't like animated slide. We'll just do classic. Uh-oh, are we stuttering, guys? I think we may be stuttering. And if we are stuttering, then that's not great. We were stuttering. Let's see. Sample overlay? Is that the one? No. Okay. Sample overlay is just the same thing. Do we like it? Do we like it horizontal or vertical? I'm going to give you both for a moment. I'll let you guys play with it. I can coordinate around either one. 12-second delay is a pretty long chunk of delay. That makes me want to rethink how much upstream bandwidth I want to send. And it may be that just Restream is now delayed, which will... Okay, so we're back to 7-second delay. You guys, that's one vote for vertical. Chugga, choo-choo. I don't know. I kind of like there being a train. It does look a bit slow. Oh, that's kind of neat that the image on the left shows the color of the landscape that it's from. For example, we got a red thing on the left. Vincent Veldkamp is on Team Horizontal. Yeah, ATL John Boy, that's exactly what we're working on today, is doing multiple panels. If you just got here, I have wonderful news. I get to show off my cool things. So imagine I'm sitting here talking, and then all of a sudden I need a guest. And so in comes, ladies and gentlemen, it's got to be Tom Merritt. Oh, he's talking. And then don't worry, I'm going to have a point too. But now we're both just hosting a show. And what's this? Some media to look at? You better believe it. And then watch this. Oh, actually, these should go away, the tickers. And then they come in like this. This is kind of the idea that I liked, was being able to switch modalities from, in fact, actually the chat should be kind of out of frame as well. But then we kind of come into the mix, and then we're in Sports Center kind of situation. And then meanwhile, I guess on my layers, I could always just vanish Tom temporarily. But this whole way of doing things, it's great. It just means I'm going to have to touch everything like 5 more times in order to get it set up properly. But I don't think I want to have it in any other way, because this is part of a long-term play that I'm making, which is based on the idea that, oh, wait a minute. Can I do it that way? I bet I can. Hold on. So if I just do this, switch it from fake Tom to the other camera, that would kind of do everything, wouldn't it? And then let me see if this one, if I switched it to and from fake Tom to the other camera. Oh, guys, what do you think of this in terms of, like, look at this. This is a much more effective shot because you'll be able to see the things that I'm pointing to on here. Is this slow? No, it's all right. Okay, we're worming our way closer to this. Yeah, the point cam. The cam being, what's the point? Yeah, okay. Vertical can fit longer messages. That's a good point. I'm going to let you guys keep arguing in the chat while I will continue to configure this stuff. But it could look kind of like this. But whatever it is, I do think the simplicity of being able to do this and then I can throw this stuff on works. Oh, you know what? Guys, como no se dos? Como no se dos? How about this? When we are like this, yeah, okay, so watch this. On the Brian solo shot, here's what I'll do. And here, I'll let you guys watch it. Nope. Okay. So what I'll do is down here in Brian, I'm going to double click on Brian. When Brian is talking, we're going to go to layers. Let's see, the top 3 are correct. Media is kind of there, and then we'll do chat. I guess I should name chat. We'll do chat vertical. Chat vertical is 18. Oh no. Oh no. Classic Brian. That's fine. That's fine. I think. He says cautiously. Okay, let me. No two ways about it. I gotta. The thing that I'm worried about was I deleted a bunch of these stingers, which means this is no good for cord killers, but that's fine. I already have the one for cord killer saved for later on, so that'll be all right. So instead, what I'll do right now, this is just office hours, just setting up for office hours, and what I want to do is make it so that on the solo shot, there is, oh, that's right. That's twice. So this will be, this one I will rename to Vert Waterfall. Browser, Social Stream Ninja, and where's the horizontal one? There we go. We'll name this one Horizontal Chat Ticker. Great. And so now what that means is in this horizontal chat ticker is what it should be. But in this, I'm going to go to layers. I'm going to go to, I guess I'll call 6 and 7 have to be the last two, I guess. We'll have vertical waterfall. Yeah. And okay, so that's fine where it is right now. So when I go to this, there's just this. Yep, and it's still there even though I got rid of it. This one will vanish though. So what I'll do is I will have horizontal just off frame. So this one, 18, 19 horizontal chat ticker, but that guy I'm going to edit. So we'll just pan it all the way off to the right. There we go. So here, I'm going to generate some nonsense fake. Okay. So there's this. Wait a tick. Why is this on? Oh, because I did so much. So I can't pan it away to the right. So instead, I just got to pan it down. Great. And then 8. We'll pan this down so it's the whole thing, maybe a little bit to the right. Like that. Is that too small to read? This is your opportunity to get me to resize it if you guys like it. Here's some fake messages. I guess the fact that I can't read it is a pretty good indication. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Is to go from this will be, if it's just me, I'm talking to you guys. So in fact, on this shot, it should be a little bit bigger. Yeah. Maybe a scooch bigger still. So if we're doing this, then what we're likely looking at is something like this. So there's two characters. There's the chat, me, and Brian's ideas. I guess a third character. So whether it's this, that, or the other, and then we're basically in a 3-shot, even a bit bigger than what we have right now. Hunter Armstrong. Also, it's probably good to do a synchronizing check. If you just want to text ping on there, you can see how long a delay so that you know what you're responding to when you're responding to it. Oh, this is going to look so great, guys. I am rastify it about 10%. Do you mean rasterize? Now add Subway Surfer? I can be talked into all of this. There, maybe a bit bigger. There we go. I don't love how slow those go. Those kind of chunky renderings. Not the worst thing. Okay, now watch this. So we go from me to also me when I go do this. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, that fading. We can't have all of that. Why is so much fading in? I know why. Because in this one, this is interesting. Watch this. Okay, so the reason that we're fading in is because these objects don't exist in this preset. So all the things that faded in, I'm gonna go to layers. So there's me, bot, quirk, and I've got fake Tom on there when that should be Quap Ika 2. The ticker comes in, the bug comes in, that's fine. Media fades in. Vert Waterfall is a character. Vert Waterfall. Okay, so now let's see. Hey, there we go. So now the reason that the Vert Waterfall is fading and not moving. Oh, that's great. Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh my God, guys, that's pretty neat. Okay, so instead of... I actually don't hate the fade in of the chat on the left. Originally, I was thinking I would have it move in. So let's consider... Let's just try it. If Vert Waterfall was in this one. Aha! So these are a bunch of characters. Okay, so right now, everything that fades in is just not a character on the other one. So if I wanted to, I could have my text swing in, but I rather liked it fading out. And I think I liked it. Okay, so in this case, we can add a character of... When did I have it on the other one? It was layer 7 was horizontal waterfall. So if I do layer 7 is horizontal waterfall or horizontal chat ticker. Yeah, not too much motion, I agree. So this is what this would look like, is the difference between going from this to this. This seems like a fine place to be. And then when we want to be in the mix, doing something, you guys, let me trigger a fake message. you guys just become horizontal. And for this one, it doesn't need to be as readable, I don't think. And again, we just kind of come back over here to make a point. Blarp. Which, okay, so that works. And then for call-in guests, oh, yeah, I guess I do have to adjust all of these if that's the case. That's not bad, switching between cameras like that. Yeah. And in fact, this can go a step farther. And we could actually, this guy's always going to be kind of the same page. So if I go full screen, are we at the part where Content ID has pretty much worked itself out? Are we figuring out, is my dream of a true pop culture VJ happening? There we go. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Now this brings me to the next uncomfortable question. VJ, like when MTV came out, they talked about like just like there's a disc jockey, a DJ, the MTV would be VJs that would, you know, host videos or whatever. But in that case, they were allowed to do all that because, you know, people were sending them videos to play, so, and their job was to essentially play advertisements, so everyone loved it. I love the idea of kind of a pop culture VJ, or just like a DJ at a club would, you know, mix a bunch of music together in clever ways. A VJ would do that, and in the early days, pre-Content ID ban hammers on your Ustreams and your Twitches and whatnot, we did a lot of that. But then Content ID got so good that we were strongly disincentivized to do that. And I'm wondering if now we're on the other side where, no, I can't monetize a live feed by playing other YouTube content, but I can at least do it. That would be the thing. That would be the question. Okay, so now, oh man, I hesitate to, yeah, I'll go ahead and close this one out. I'll close all these out. Close, 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 close. That's a lot of clothes. Wow. And this is all before I get to the global layers. Guys, I have so many layers. There's so many layers to this. It goes so deep. I did it again. Just so you know, guys, it's deeply appreciated if you catch any hiccups or whatever, or the sound level's off. I won't take it personal if you guys let me know. I'd rather have, we're getting to the part where I want to have everything be polished, and then once we kind of know what we have to work with, then we can start making increasingly Icarus-like attempts at redefining pop culture. Yeah, okay. Nope, I kind of love it. I kind of love it because in this we have a lot going on, but the chat can't overwhelm. What do we think of this red background? Originally, I wanted to change it, but it does sit kind of nice. That's pretty great. I'll tell you what, if somebody wants to call in, I don't know if anyone's camera ready or not, but if anyone wants to be fake Tom Merritt, let me know and I'll send you a password. You don't have to say or do anything interesting. And in fact, if you want to get pretty or run to the restroom, I'll let you do that. And then what I'll do is, oh, wait, I know a faster way to do the thing that I want to do because I'm learning. Also, eDrive naturally wants to spin down. So I need to wake it up by going to Media, Live Assets. Nope. Brian vMix, Great Night, Office Hours. There we go. Yep, perfect. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll not take this screenshot, but instead, let's throw this in. I'm gonna hit loop. Play. No audio. Boom. All right. I'll be right back. All right. Yep. Okay. Let's see, where we at? Did anybody want to call in? Yeah. Oh, we still need to figure out a featured highlighted. The featured highlighted message. Oh man, that is awfully chunky monkey on resources. I wonder where the leak is on that. And then we also have the fact that this guy gets... Oh, great. Big Jim. No, that's fine. All I need is a couple of minutes. So let me do this. Big Jim, I'll actually just send you a direct link. I'll reset the password, copy link, and I will email Big Jim. And then... Oh. There we go. Rad. And then this will also put a little bit of stress. There we go. It'll put a bit of a stress on the audio production side of things because that adds another layer to everything. Oh, fantastic. Robert Williams says, I didn't realize you do the lives this often. Yeah, I started doing them live about 2 months ago, but only now am I taking it to a bigger audience. So, okay, so I have an invite out to Big Jim, who may join us by video. Hopefully I'll notice him over in this corner. Meanwhile, oh, there we go. We got Jim. All right. And then let me unmute Jim.
Test.
Jim, are you there?
Audio test. 1,
yeah.
2, 3.
How does
All
that
right,
sound?
good? You're clean on my side.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm not sending you back, and I'm going to do my silly robot test. I'm going to send your own audio back to you, but it'll be a robot version. Give it a try.
This is a test? Yep, it works.
That's awesome. Great. Okay, so then here's the important one. Now I'm going to take it to this, and then we'll see if we can bring in our guest, Fake Tom Merritt. Hey, Fake Tom Merritt, how are you?
Well, Brian, I got to tell you, these daily tech news is keep newsing.
Yep.
So,
That's what I heard. Hey, have you heard of this thing that I'm looking at over here? I'm making it bigger.
Well, that's amazing, Brian. Where did that come from?
Nobody knows. But the important part is if the two of us wanted to, we could look at this content and possibly even give it center stage.
Yep, that's working great.
But then it could go back. And then meanwhile, I guess in the middle of all this, it's funny how much storytelling you need to do kind of just by feeling the implied narrative, like a sense of space.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't normally think of a sense of space of this, but this feels like the two of us are shoulder to shoulder gawking at something, whereas this feels like I'm showing you something. This feels like, go away, rest of the world. You have my full attention.
The straight on looks really good, quite honestly.
Which one?
This is good. I wish I could blur out my background, but that's a me thing, not a you thing. But when you've got me in the box,
yeah,
I think maybe. Okay, that's good. That's a good clip. Now go with you primary, me secondary.
Okay, and let me switch the camera back. So there's two flavors of this that I was playing with, and they're all temporary. So feel free to talk out what you would do different. Let me switch the layers. Instead of Quap Ipka, we'll make it Fake Tom. There you go. So this would be
that's good.
This would be Tom talking and
primary to Tom. This is good.
So the thinking here is Tom reads the story, right? And then we get near the end of the story where we're getting close to commenting, but I just want to cue that without saying it. So then it just kind of becomes, oh, I'm still listening. And then, hold on, let me turn this one over to Fake Tom.
Yes, Brian is pretending to pay attention. We get it.
Yep. And then it's like, well, have you considered the so-and-so? And so then after that overcompensation, we end up, now we're just two talking heads.
Okay, go back one shot.
This one? This one, now, we have a choice. We have a choice. So this one is its own kind of aesthetic where it's like,
this one's fine.
What do we want to do with this one? This is the one that has the least amount of thought put into it.
I think the hold on, I gotta figure out where I am in relationship to the cam. This one has me offset this way slightly. So maybe if we can move the offset slightly to center it out a little more. There we
Okay,
go.
so a little bit like, let's pan you closer to that.
Right, but I'm saying trim the frame.
Yeah,
I'm not
got it.
saying I'm saying adjust and trim the frame down. And see, now I'm too far the other
Yeah,
way.
hang on, I got
Because
you.
I'm like right in front of my camera.
Yeah, give me a second. There we go.
Yeah. Now move it off to the side a little bit. Physically, no. The framing was good. Move the physical image slightly to the, I guess it would be to the. There you go. Yep.
Got it. So you're not a fan of the overlap on there.
I'm good with the overlap. I'm just saying, keep it coming a little more. I'm saying if you're going to do the overlap, wherever the image ends, it needs to be centered on the box of the person.
Yeah.
The overlap's great. I like the overlap. The overlap's fine. I don't have a problem with the overlap. It's just, it was the way that the overlap was cut. It was too far one side rather than into the center.
Yeah. Okay. Then, whoops. Well, actually, that's not bad. And this all
now,
changed
granted,
when we
that's
have.
just where I'm positioned with the cam, right? So Tom's camera might be set at a different angle, and so that's going to be slightly weird. You're going to have to reset it specifically for Tom.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'll have to do a lot of resetting for various guests, but I also have a feeling that I'll get faster and faster at it just by doing the reps. So in this case,
hold on a second, my son's here. Here, go. Okay, go.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, do you have to run?
No. I was kicking my son wanted his laptop, and I had to kick him out.
Oh,
so.
Okay. So hopefully, what we have is Brian is the host, and Brian is primarily on the mic, but he's maybe cross-examining someone. This is Brian wants to peek in. This is you're running the show. So
full shot.
Yep. Yeah, Tom's doing the show. We get to and then not only is Brian teeing up his thought visibly, but also we see the chat a little bit, and we're reminded of our sense of place. And then we can either go straight into this, although more likely, I think from the creeper view, we'd go like, I got a question for you, Tom, and maybe he'll take it, maybe he won't. And then if he doesn't want to have a discussion, then we're back to Tom goes on to the next story. But if Brian's high thought lands with Tom, then it's like, ooh, now if that means now we're doing a little bit of back and forth with equal power. If need be, we can adjudicate things out here. But then we get back, of course, to the most important part, which is back to Tom on this.
So I think for lack of a better word, the product shot where you've got the web page up. Yep, that split. I think that's honestly how you should start the show, because if you go with the old, I know you're not doing it now, but if you were to go back to the old, hey, we're going to play a clip at the start of the show.
Oh yeah, well, or really anything. And to be honest, I love that your mind is already racing in this direction, because mine is too. I only set this shot up 12 hours ago, so I suddenly saw the potential of this feels very shoulder to shoulder in a in the perfect way. And to be honest, so in order, like I got to get Cord Killers ready for tomorrow, and right now I'm getting this set up for office hours. But then I can't wait to set it up for what it'll look like in studio, because I think this shot would work extremely well for Great Night. And this is part of the reason I'm asking.
It would hugely work.
Right. But it wouldn't read like Justin's remote. We would clearly be in the same room. It just is a clear view of everything.
It's now the only other thing to think about with regard to that is, if you had a guest on for Great Night, you're going to have to make it a 3-way and a 4-way shot, right? With the product in the middle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I think that works. I'm trying to think.
Ah, this
What
is
else I
great.
would
Cliff
add to
Cliff
that?
Horn is saying, "Wait a minute, this is not OBS. What is it?"
No.
I'm glad you asked. This is vMix. It's a grown up thing, and so because it exists and because I have it, it makes me want very much to use it in such a way. Because again, like that reaction that you just now had when you were like, "Hey, this isn't OBS." That is exactly what we want to have happen, is to stand out from the crowd.
I think the only other thing to think about would be specifically for cord killers, is to, I don't know if you want to put it on the lower third or not. Like, do you want to run like on the Chiron at the bottom? Do you want to run for cord killers maybe the story you're talking about, or is that too much?
Oh no, that's all. So here is the game. I want to get cord killers all the way to a threshold where it is indistinguishable of quality to all of your daytime sports programs, right? So if we're able to do that, then all of a sudden everything becomes a game. Just like Mono Rogue Warrior era was, what if we were doing the TV show still on YouTube? This is what if we were a current events media news network that was electric and on the fly. And so part of that means having puzzles to solve at all times for folks in the audience. And so I got astray of your question. What was your question again?
So I guess now I've lost my thought.
No, that's fine.
You took me down that hole.
I mean, what's
No.
happening is we're overwhelmed with possibilities here, right?
No, and I
That's
can
right.
see-
Cliff Horn brought up the fact that it instantly telegraphed, because we live in a world where the walking past just a few seconds of looking at it is very likely the only interaction you're going to have. And meanwhile, that'll be fine as long as you're telling an interesting story that is inviting and low friction to see yourself as part of. Like if somebody right now, statistically speaking, just walked in and they have no idea what's happening, but they do know that it doesn't look like OBS when they see transitions like this one. They do know that there's a lot happening. Then they see all of these. Let me generate some fake messages. They see all of this traffic happening and they see it changing. So they know that the audience is some kind of character in this. And then hopefully they lag just a little bit longer. So then they become engaged with the story and so it's almost like trying to think of a post-linear narrative structure, where it's like, you guys have heard me talk about an 11-dimensional fractal, right? Where it's like, this could be the entry point, what's happening right now, that sets someone on a path to discover more and more of the Beatles hits until finally they go all the way back to watch, Melissa's Will Be Done.
So the only thing, there's two things that come to mind specifically right now. The first is what you're building now with this, with StreamMix, is it's different from OBS in that you're taking the step of going from public access TV to local TV channel. Right.
To Sinclair affiliate.
You're not quite at the ABC News level, right? But you're also not paying for the ABC News level, so there's that to be said too.
Yeah. To be honest, if it helps you as a shortcut, when I built out what I was able to build out with the technology at the time for NSFW, all I wanted to do was be Sports Center or pardon the interruption, right? And it's like the tech wasn't quite there, and we were sending over Skype. We did good for what we could, but now people want video. And so weirdly, what was a negative, all our video related shenanigans on NSFW, becomes a positive. And so,
well, you've built up the callus before everybody else. That's the way to look at it.
Yes.
Is that you've already built up that callus before everybody else could. The other thing to think about specifically for a cord killer show, not with Great Night. I almost called it Night Attack and got the belt. But not with Great Night, but with cord killers, just like PTI, where you've kind of got that rundown of where you are in the show.
Yep.
You might want to think about having like something in the corner that shows like we were here, then we're here, then we're here. So somebody who's just jumping in says, "Oh, I already missed a good chunk. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that."
Well, and my biggest, most secretest of reasons for thinking in all of these terms is you've heard me say this a million times before. What is unfakeable, right? Like it's strangely, we've done the high polished touring arena shows, and now what people are hungry for is authentic presence. Your artifacts that indicate that there's no way to do this outside of this person is skilled in this way, or is being present in this way, or is having this on the fly insight in this way. So the comp becomes guy with a looping pedal setup where you watch him, bing, 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 and then at some point a song is happening because everything's looping right there on the fly. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. There we go.
That's okay. So the other thing to think about, big picture, is as you're moving more and more into the security consultant kind of role,
right?
These kind of setups are what's going to kill when you have to do remote contracting.
And
right?
Yes.
Because I can tell you now, you show up to a mid-major player and you're doing all this mixing and everything else at the same time while you're giving your presentation, you're looking like a KPMG, quite honestly. Even better than a KPMG.
What is a
KPMG? They're a big consulting firm. They're huge. They're like Deloitte and Touche. They're massive. These are like the massive accountancy firms and compliance firms and things like that. These guys aren't even doing anything like this. So taking this and putting it into it, then you're getting a lot more bang for your buck, for lack of a better word. If I'm the customer, I'm thinking of that as, wow, I'm getting something that's engaging. My people are actually going to want to watch it, right? Which is huge, because when you're dealing with compliance issues, like you're talking about security and compliance methods, trust me, it's, as I like to say, at my company, compliance is the non-sexy part of the company. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to deal with it. But if you're making it engaging, then you're going to be able to sell more through it. That's just my nickel opinion. So
yeah, well, I'm glad. Like what you're saying is exactly what I hoped would be the case, and to hear that is very validating. Hold on one second. So let's do this. Layers. What I got here? Horizontal chat tickers on 7, and okay, great.
Shit.
So let me add it. Oh, do you have to go?
I gotta go.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, man.
All
right,
make a funny face as you hit disconnect. There you go. Beautiful. Now it's frozen. Awesome. That works out great. Now I got something to work with. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take... Number 7 is going to be ticker horizontal chat ticker. Ha, ha. Okay. So you're there for this. You guys disappear for that. You come back for this. You stay for this. So now it's pretty good. Where would we fit the chat in a 2-shot? Maybe the chat cannot be there. Ooh, what is a GRC business? What I'm doing? Yeah, what is a GRC business? I wonder. That's exactly right. Yeah, basically, it turns out that 20 years of being, it turns out that creating the web's longest running show dedicated to social engineering was a good move to prepare for this unique moment when robots, C+ scam artists, are now available for free and are raining down from the skies. Wait, is he back?
They canceled my meeting.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I'll tell you what. That is an interesting security aspect. I've had to think about the fact that anybody who has that link can just pop in and see whatever I'm up to, whether I'm live or not.
That's the other reason why I did it, was to see if it was a one-time pass or
Yeah.
if it's a linked pass. So
that can all be fixed. So
that's interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about workflow on this. Eventually, you can set it up so that there's I don't think I'm giving away a bad security thing. Anything 10.0 is a local IP, right?
It depends on how your router's set up. It might be.
Well, here, I'll just
I think
nobody
so.
look at.
Hold on. Let me go check the master of all knowledge.
There we go. But so here's my point: is there's a web interface that allows you to click on. So like Amos would be able to click on these and make stuff happen. Oh, yeah! Look at this.
Yeah, 10.0 is set up as a local.
Okay, great. So I'll not feel guilty about this. So this is all, I'm not doing any of this on the actual switching PC. This is all HTML web controlling. Of course, it's not exactly going great as I click around, but here, let me actually, there we go.
There we go. Yep.
Oh, and look at this. I can get rid of this. Nope, I can't.
You got rid of it, made it bigger.
Yeah, what did I do? Why did I do that?
That layer was supposed to be for this shot, I think. That layer that you had with the script was, I think, supposed to be for your one shot.
Yeah,
I think
I don't
somehow
know
it got
where
carried
it's
over.
on from. So I wonder. I started to get excitable, and here, let me see if it's on this one. Yep, so it's not on that one. I bet it's on yours. Weirdly.
Mm-mm.
Nope, it's not on yours.
Maybe. I was gonna say I didn't think so.
Okay. So there's only 3 characters. And
Is it built into the overlay shot? Maybe
It's gotta be the overlay, right?
The product shot.
yeah, let me
The
look
product
at.
shot. I mean,
Yeah. So let me double check.
because it's within that wall.
Oh yeah, here it is. So this is
Yep.
somehow I accidentally turned it on in there. Interesting. That's weird indeed. But that's fine.
The delay isn't too bad, actually.
The delay that
You
you're
know, I mean,
watching.
Yeah.
So
It's not that bad.
this is something that I had to. Tom was frustrated. He was like, "Well, this is worse because there's a delay." I'm like, "It is subjectively worse for you as the guest calling in, because Zoom is optimized to make both parties feel as though everything is real time. Meanwhile, they are farther off in terms of program that goes out. So
Right.
the home audience gets the two of us more synchronized than we ever could be, but you subjectively have to deal with a slight asymmetry on that.
How does that work with YardStream? Is YardStream the same way?
StreamYard.
StreamYard, the other way.
StreamYard does a fine job of both parties feeling like they're talking at the same time, and it blends them correctly. There's a slight more delay lag because you're going through another party, and then it goes out. It's actually a very good tool that blends very well, that caps out, that is overly restrictive and caps out at 1080p, limiting, making it impossible to hit that, pardon the interruption, threshold of
Right.
eye-raising quality.
No, I was just curious because I know
But-
Tom uses it.
But
and-
yes, and it's good. It's good. No two ways about it.
well, there's a reason why a lot of people use it is because it does that, but on their backside, it's not necessarily what you're not. It's not pushing anything, right?
Yeah.
It's not pushing a boundary. It's buffering the boundary.
Yeah, and that is
Okay.
kind of a funny. Sorry, I should have done this one. There we go. That is kind of a funny part of the game, where it's like I don't have to be cutting edge. I just have to be ahead of most. You know, interestingly ahead of most with the little signifiers like we're seeing right here.
Well, and
Let's
I think the chat bubbles at the bottom are nice. That's a nice departure from how we were doing it previously with just the block chat, right, for OBS.
Yeah,
And I like this. I like the bubbles coming through a little better because it enables you to kind of look, and then I know you can maximize one if you need to, and that's really a higher tier item for people who do this stuff, right? I mean, if you just look at it from a generic everyday viewer, they're gonna see, oh, this is something different.
yeah,
They're doing something different. We don't know what the secret sauce is, but they're doing something different.
right, exactly. You know what? I guess I should.
I really should clean this room up. Sorry.
Trust me, I went through thinking these things myself. Okay, so I've got
Oh.
two shots set up this way. One is set up this way. There we go. Get rid of spicy thing. So this is framed. That's right. So that I could do both this. We like this. This is the 1 preset. The 3 preset is assuming that there's no chat. And let's see. Oh, then the only thing that's broken now is this one needs to frame. Let's do this one. Edit. We will pan to the right and then crop the side on the right.
Did you see what I just put there?
On what?
So I sent a text or chat message via vMix.
Okay, yeah,
That might be a back channel.
I don't have that open. Let me do this. Open call manager. Yes.
That might be a nice back channel if you have to deal with more than just 2 parties, right? If it's just you and Tom and you and Justin, you guys know the flow, blah 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 blah. But if you have a guest on, you know, hey, we're bringing you up on a shot here in a minute, you know, blah 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 or whatever, that might be a good way to do that, is to go through that chat function, because that's not visible to everybody else, and that gives you kind of a little bit more control.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about that till I moved my mouse, and I'm like, oh, there's a chat option. That could be interesting.
Ah, there we go. This is the one I wanted to fix. 1 second. Let me
Yeah.
pan Pan me to
I'm
the
guessing that's a
right.
screen share.
And then
What's this? Oh, that's full
scrop,
screen. That doesn't do anything. I mean, that's
crop.
useful.
There we go. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this as we've now made enough changes. Then I'm going to call this 2512 22 CK2 00 remapping. So the only thing for office hours that I could think of is to start putting in stingers. But okay, so the important thing that we've unlocked today is that we've got one space with a horizontal ticker, and there is a reason for another space with a vertical ticker that works. And then we're back again. That's easy for me to fix with that. And then that transitions into a, well, actually, and then we get this. And so now finally,
one-on-one, that's nice.
So if I'm in this space, well, I guess I could just fix it like that. Yeah, there we go.
Screwed up today.
Oh no, look. Hey, isn't it wild that we're post precious media? That like, it's just everything can evaporate again. And I mentioned this on politics. Weirdly thankful for deepfakes, where it's just like there you don't have that anxiety of the whole world, they'll know.
I want us to get back to the point with new media where we are, back in the day when you and I were kids, if it was important, you had it on a VCR tape, right? You kept it on a piece of media, but otherwise, if it was just going through the channels, it was just rolling, right? It was just waterfall, and whatever happened. But unless you were recording it at that one given time, it wasn't kept.
Yeah.
And I think
it existed in the version that you told at the schoolyard the next day.
Right. And that's fine. I think that's fine. I don't think we need to have everything kept forever. Amen. I think that's a little bit much, I do think that there needs to be a system of record. Maybe that's the better way to say it.
Well, and you've heard me muse about how I'm so hungry these days for a shared reality that I'm not even that picky about what it is, about how truthy the reality is, as long as we all agree to it. Like I could deal with everybody saying something I don't believe. I'm not directly talking about religion, but religion would be an example of it. Like, sure. We all have different interpretations about what we mean by, something greater than ourselves, celestials. You say simulation, I say whatever, intergalactic wizard. That's fine. But we were all definitely at church on Sunday, right? Or we were all definitely there for that live stream, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, and I think Vincent Veldkamp had a really good point where he said, this is why I'm on Discord. I'm primarily on Discord. And that's the same reason that, or private wikis. This is the same reason that I am really not on Twitter anymore. I can't be on Twitter. It's just, I can't be on Twitter. I can't be on Blue Sky. I can't be on Insta. Not that I really did much in Instagram anyway. I mean, I'm on Facebook only because of family and friends, and quite honestly, every now and then I'm looking for a deal on something. And then Discord, because those are my farmed communities, right?
Well, and again,
you can only scream into the void for so long before you're like, man, I'd like somebody to say something back to me.
Well, yeah, and that's that shared reality that we're trying to build. As a matter of fact, we're seeing artifacts of it right now. Redacted Protocols confused 2 million subscribers, but only 9 watching. Immediately, I can tell that Redacted Protocols is watching the live stream that's going out to the Scam Nation channel, as opposed to the Modern Rogue channel. And this is also an onboarding kind of speech that we're all going to have to learn as we all see the shape of what the next iteration is in this meta. We're all going to need to I don't know, have an idea of what is this? Why is this? What's happening here? What's in it for me? These are all answers
think
that are revealing themselves. I think we all have an intuition about it. But yeah, basically, by the way, to answer your question, Redacted Protocol, there are more people over on the Modern Rogues channel, but also we're live on X, we're live on LinkedIn, we're live on Twitch, and
oh shit, we're on LinkedIn. Crap, I'm not looking professional at all.
no, but see, but you're a different character than your normal thing. But again,
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody on LinkedIn is watching for more than 30 seconds, guaranteed. And all they're seeing is they're peeking in on an in progress board meeting. And all they're thinking is, much like that thought earlier, I forget which person said it, where they were like, this is not OBS. Like, whatever this is not low effort, you turned on a live thing. And the answer is, yes, you are correct. That is exactly right. We know that much. We've solved that much of the puzzle.
Well, then the question becomes, at what point do you want to keep the live things just ephemeral live versus what do you want to curate and hold on to? And I think that's the next question that Twitch streamers, that YouTube streamers are going to have to ask is, at what point do we not want to just keep this around in perpetuity? Because there's no point behind it.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of these office streams, this is good for now, and maybe you keep it around for maybe a year just to kind of like remind yourself.
Oh, no. I don't know if you've noticed.
This is
I've been making all of them unlisted. It's only the last 3 days that I've left them public, and I'll probably flip the switch and make them unlisted as well.
I haven't even tuned into any of the office hours after the fact, quite honestly, Brian, because it's such an ephemeral thing.
Right.
There's no point.
Well, and the
There's
only
no
people I agree, and also I want I've left them on so that people will know there is a thing that they've missed, and then I'm going to make them unlisted because, oh, did you want to hear that story? Guess what? I would love to tell it again, because every time I tell a story, it gets a little bit better, and then people are going to, you know, it's like you listen to a podcast long enough, you kind of get excited when you get to hear a new version of this old yarn.
So Wago had a good point there with regard to ad revenue. I think the thing to remember, Wago, is that most of your live streamers are not making ad revenue. It's gonna be,
if they are making ad
curated
revenue,
content.
then that ad revenue should be about 5% of your total income.
If you're making anything, because there's not a whole lot to make ad wise when you're live streaming. There's no interstitials. So, I mean, I guess you could, but
hang on one second. We actually have a very relevant question. So Sugius is over in Scam Nation asking, so this is the secondary channel and Modern Rogue is the primary. This has been a very difficult thing to crack. So in the beginning, we'll do a little bit of Brian Grand Unified Theory. In the beginning, the whole reason for Modern Rogue, originally Modern Rogue was on the Scam School channel, and then there was a clarification about who owned which piece of the Scam School channel. And so
back in the day, we called that the Great Reckoning.
Yes. And so ultimately, the smartest move was to move Modern Rogue out to its own channel. And Modern Rogue was always like a version of the Scam School channel that did two things. Number one, had no entanglements. Brian Brushwood owned all of it, could do whatever he wanted with from the very, very beginning. That's the whole reason I invented all of that. The second thing is that it needed to be wider than the scams and cons guys. We needed something, a framework, where it wouldn't be weird for Brian to be talking about, for example, the stuff that I'm starting to give keynotes on about protecting security and all of that stuff. There needs to be enough congruent, adjacent videos that are in my space that it makes sense for me to be on stage speaking with authority when it comes to psychological backdoors and all of that stuff. But So what happened, where we're at now, is that some folks on Scam Nation want it to only be tricks at the bar, and that's fine. But I would say here's where we're at right now. Scam Nation is largely going to be past adjacent. I've jokingly called it an oldies station. It's more like a alternative rock station where all of the tricks are timeless, but those performances are very much of an era. And so we'll definitely have new content, especially because as Josie is more interested or tolerant, let's be honest, of being on the show with her dad, now we have an awesome story that can run for 20 years. Grizzled old former lone wolf covered in battle scars is desperately pleased that his increasingly self-actualized wonderful daughters, all of them, are tolerant enough to hear stories from the glory days, because there are glorious stories of the glory days. Jim, I was telling, I was explaining to Brant that we're now at the place where we cannot reasonably expect anybody at the age of 18 to possibly get caught up. Like, we can no longer act as though it's even possible to know the story. So instead, we have to switch to a modality like this, a modality where we're telling present tense stories, talking about future tense trends, but we need the ability to call back to the various iterations of the past. So basically, office hours.
I think that's important.
Let me just land the plane real quick. Office hours specifically as a conceit, it's the one thing I can do that transcends all brand barriers. It's like, it's unambiguous that every morning Brian makes a little progress on his live shit, maybe tries out and shares a thing he's working on. It's the only Brian has no agenda, just does Brian thing that we could do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think the other thing to keep in mind is that I think Modern Rogue is the channel that is going to be morphing, I think is the best way to say it.
Yeah, it's growing up. It's growing up. It's
morphing. Whereas Scam Nation, Scam School is going to be the channel that is like AOR, right? I mean, it's the channel that
you're not
the greatest hits are going to be there.
Say it again.
The greatest hits will be there.
Yes, and updates on the greatest hits and revisits to the greatest hits. And the good news is there's a strong back catalog of great hits, and there's an unlimited number of guests who could come on and share new takes on the greatest hits, which would be great.
So my nephew, who has no idea that you and I know each other, that we've known each other for a long time,
that you're my literal boss.
That, yeah, well, kind of. But I was at my mom's house and he was there and he's like, "Hey, Uncle Jim." I'm like, "Yo." He's like, "Do you like magic?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Have you seen this channel?" And he pulls up on his phone Scam School, and I'm like, "I've seen that before."
That's great. That's great.
I'm familiar with Mr. Brushwood. I'm familiar. He's like, "Oh yeah?" He's like, "Yeah, Brian and I have met each other. We've talked to each other. We know each other." He's like, "Wait, you know this?" I'm like,
this is great.
Yeah.
So if it helps, Sugius 007, you don't have to think of it as a grown-up channel. Just
no.
This is where present tense things are going to be happening, and past tense things will show up in various versions on Scam Nation.
I wouldn't think of this as the grown-up, because first of all, that would have to admit that we're growing up, and we refuse to do that.
Ha!
So I think that's rule number one. rule number 2 is this is the channel that is going to see the constant morphing and changing of what Brian's going to go through.
Yes.
To go from, okay, he was stage magician at one point, podcaster at one point, TV show host at one point. Now he's going into security consulting as another point. You know, all of these are going to kind of be into the morph that becomes this channel, from my understanding. Again, Brian, it's your channel. I'm just guessing.
No. This is unbelievably valuable to there. It feels very good when outside eyes correctly see what I've been aiming for. That's great.
Whereas Scam School is going to be the channel where you go to specifically for magic on the street.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
or expertise.
I think that's the best way to think of it.
Or edge case stuff. I mean, it's another way to think of it is the difference between the relational versus transactional. You could enjoy all the content on Scam School, Scam Nation, and never learn my name. You're just that guy that you tolerate. The tricks and the hacks are the stars of the show.
Oh, that Spike guy. Oh, yeah.
That one. Yeah. Whereas Modern Rogue. Modern Rogue, I'm doing it wrong. If something odd shows up and your first thought isn't Brian's at it again, wonder what he's poking at this time, you know, then I'm doing it wrong. But whether or not everybody has an appetite for that, who knows? I mean, but increasingly, what I'm hoping to get to is if we can get Cord Killers up to unambiguously like, oh, this is wild. Somebody's doing the insane. They're doing a sports show, except about, you know, the post cable landscape. Nobody's doing that. What an inherently interesting performance art piece, regardless of whether or not you're into this space or not. Then that can go into the main feed. And then next up, we got to figure out kind of what shenanigans, what arcs we're up to with Great Night, so that belongs, or at least a segment of it belongs in the full show, whether it's like a 10-minute segment in the full channel. And then that feed, because right now we're just not doing enough at-bats. The regular programming, the Brant Polish stuff is all doing great because it has that consistent expected quality look. And we at least know the direction of that content. This will be a big ask. The biggest comp is, I think, Red Letter Media, where they do a good job of, they have different shows and they're different flavors.
And the way that they curate their shows so that while it's different, it all maintains the same polish or house look, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah,
I think that's
I would say vibe or sound or flavor. That's the thing.
I think Fubar had a really good question, though. I think Fubar had a really good question when he said, "How does Brian Brushwood maintain looking like he's not aged in 15 years?" And the answer to this is very simple. Brian is a vampire. He was bitten by Mike TV.
That's right.
And now he's a vampire. And that's where the lore should go.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, unfortunately, that'll mean I'll have to work really hard to stay in shape all of this time then. But the
hey, if Laszlo gains a pouch, you can gain the pouch, right? I mean, that's the way that I look at it.
Wait, which Laszlo are we talking about?
From What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, that Laszlo. Okay. I thought we were going all the way back to the tech podcaster Laszlo.
No.
Who made guest appearances on Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh, my God.
Do you remember that?
I forgot about him.
Yeah, you do like a tech minute on the radio and showed up in there.
Oh, my God. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're so old.
Yep. We sure are. All right. Well, here. Now right. I'm going to unceremoniously kick you off. Boom. And then I guess to close the door on this, let's see. There's no easy way to change the password on here, is there? Interesting. So I guess I literally have to double click and hit change. That's a lot of clicks. That's 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks. And then reset the password. And now try to call back in, Jim, and see if you're able to squirm your way in or whether or not I closed the door. We have to... There you go. Jim, you can verify whether or not we're secure. The password is assword. Okay, so what else on the to-do list did we have? I liked everything I'm seeing here. I don't know about that. That's kind of weird. So now if I want to move these back, then what I would do is I would just switch layers, because now I know where this is. Instead of fake Tom, it'll be this. And yeah, that's fine. Oh, we'll definitely have to let that happen. That's definitely some content we can do. Actually, I don't have time to play. Remind me later, and I'll show you. I recorded a thing back in the day explaining how the hair worked. There we go. And so you guys. Okay, yeah. There won't. Oh, interesting. So your position, let's go name. There we go. And then I'll save that. Ah. Ooh. Okay, I'm now realizing I could do scripting things. Because I'll bet I could set up a shortcut to where I just click an active thing and the button maps it to a bunch of places. Ah, there we go. Keep going. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Cliff Horn. So in that case, for me to do that in this shot, let's go ahead and go meta. Let's go layers. Horizontal chat ticker is... Shoot. I got to move all of these up. I guess there's no two ways to it. 10, office hours, bug full. 11, ticker 1, basic blue. 3, horizontal chat ticker. Kill that. Edit this. There we go. Give it a try, guys. See if that disappears behind. And now I get to see how long the lag is. Yes, yes. Behold. Yeah, that is a reasonably big lag. So it might be worth sending at a lower resolution. Here we go, keep going. You're almost there. You're almost there. We're about to find out if it goes behind the bug. But soon, they'll age out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, how do we like that? Now this one, it'll go in front of the bug, I believe. Yeah. So, and yes, Humdinger still runs. So we're up to 70% GPU memory. CPU's at 25%. Total is spiking at times. Okay, so let's do move 10, office hours, bug full, 11, ticker 1, basic blue, this one, horizontal chat ticker. Oh, and then I have to disable the other horizontal chat ticker, and then I gotta fix this horizontal chat ticker. There we go. Now try it. So we'll see if it works on both of these. Yes. So, okay, this is great. I have more of a sense of place. I believe on both the Brian interrupts and the Brian takes the mic, I believe both of these go behind the bug now. Yep, indeed they do. And then still, when we get back to Brian here, that's where I'm gonna go to this. And then we can go back to this. Yeah, I guess. I wonder what vMix can trigger that. Well, now I'm getting too far in the weeds. That was a fine setup, though. We got a lot done today. Good job, guys. This is all going to look awesome tomorrow. If anyone has any thoughts or ideas for the background on this 3-shot setup, besides just the Cord Killers Red, that'd be good. Let me know. Man, now I did all that work, and I kind of regret deleting all the Cord Killers stingers. That's all right. I'll just do all the work again over on the Cord Killers. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. Good job, team. We did it. There we go. Yeah. All right, guys. I will see you later.